and welcome to a bit of a dual purpose video here. But yeah, I'm sure you're gonna look at the title. I think I'm gonna call this something to the effect of "These DVD-Rs suck." And I'm sure that's what you're really gonna want me to talk about, and I will, eventually. So for those of you that have come here just for that, I will have a pinned comment. Check out the comments. There should be a timestamp link and you can just jump straight to that. But anyone that's been around this channel long enough knows that I tend to tell my stories and I tend to lead up to things. And boy, have I got a story for you for this one. This is kind of about just media preservation in general. And another one of my cursed tape stories. And indeed, the story of this one is not done yet. Hopefully, I can finish this story up just in making this video. Maybe I can exorcise the demon here. But anyway, let me tell my story. Back in November of 2022, the stand-up comedian Leo Gallagher, usually simply known by his last name, passed away. And at the time, I'm sure I was one of the few to acknowledge his passing. And I felt like I really owed it to him because, infamous as he became later in life, he was kind of one of those people that got me interested in comedy as a kid. And it just seemed very wrong for me to try and deny that. So yeah, I really tried to give a decent send-off. Well, ever since then, I think the man's ghost has been following me around ever more closely. So here I am shooting this in August of 2025, and it's especially been this year that I swear things have just gotten out of control. Of course, as my life in general unravels, but yeah, now I've got Gallagher's ghost following me around too. But anyway, yeah, this year certainly has been this very prolonged and uncomfortable reacquaintance with his work. Sometimes enjoyable, sometimes not, but always some level of awkward. But anyway, early this year, I was on Fleabay looking for other blank media and also just trying to keep an eye out for some of my own little white whales. And there was indeed a Gallagher special that I really did want to see again. Never been on home video. I did have my own off-air copy from Comedy Central, but it was a very heavily edited showing. I accidentally recorded over the finale to it. There's some other just junk going on in there. And yeah, I wanted to see it in its entirety again. And so I saw this listing on Fleabay and saw The Messiest of Gallagher on there, and I took a huge gamble, paid way, way too much for the tape. But as it turned out, it was labeled correctly, and it is 99.9% intact. Only the first 2 seconds or so are missing, and I was able to splice those in from another source. So, no big deal. And really a bit of closure. But I did a video on it just because it was such a white whale of mine. And in that very long ramble of mine, I discussed another one of his specials that had never been on home video called I Can Make a Video Too from 1992. And I wasn't entirely sure if it was just a fever dream that I had had as a kid. But as it turned out, other people remembered it too. And it is kind of considered lost media. Except it's not lost. There's a copy on here, a 99% intact copy of it. So anyway, let me get to the cursed tape here. Just after I put out that video, I heard from a friend of mine, and he said, "Oh, I've got that one." And he said, I'll send you the tape if you'll send me a DVD copy of a transfer of it in return." And I'm like, yes, of course. And so here it is. Alas, the tape itself is not a Memorex tape. The sleeve and the tape are two totally different brands. I wish it were a Memorex tape. Memorex tapes usually age fairly decently. It's pretty rare that I have issues with Memorex stuff, both videotape and audio tape. But yeah, so what we have here is a homemade compilation of just Gallagher specials in EP mode, and also, alas, second generation. But hey, we got that missing show on here. So here we go. This is on, I guess, ALK brand tape, which I had never heard of. But I've had my lots of run-ins with sticky shed syndrome, but I don't encounter dry shed on tapes very often, videotapes. But my God, that is what this thing has. And I do not, if at all possible, want to have to play this again. And I'm not just making a joke about the special. The special is atrocious. But I fear this tape will not survive another pass. But if I will do my darndest to make sure that this thing stays safe. But anyway, I did do a real good transfer of that special, totally uncompressed with my best equipment. It's sitting on my laptop and it's backed up, so it's safe. And I went to go and burn that to DVD, and I was thinking, my DVD burner software sucks. Windows DVD Maker is atrocious. You have to compress it way, way down, and you always wind up with the dancing pixels and stuff, and they're just a mess. I'm going to have a much better DVD-R if I dig out my best DVD recorder standalone unit and just take another pass at this. And I did, and here it is. Now, I had a bit of a problem, you might notice, when I started trying to write the name and title on it. It started flaking off on me. Then I just kind of rubbed my finger on here and oh my God, it's falling apart. Yeah, my disc is flaking on me. So here's where the DVD-R rant begins. So these are the ones that suck. Verbatim DVD-R Life series. But yes, these things are flaking, and I'm hoping it hasn't eaten into the data layer yet. But yeah, I can just rub my finger on it. It's flaking away on me. But nonetheless, I was able to stick this into my computer and try and create an ISO image, ISO, and we'll see if I can make a copy of that. Otherwise, I am going to have to do another round with the tape here. But anyway, yeah, well, that's horrible. And so I thought, well, I really don't want to do this again, but I'll just grab another disc. And as it turns out, they're all like that. So this spindle is probably 3, maybe closer to 4 years old. There were 100 discs on here, so you can see I've been through, I don't know, 2/3 of them, something like that. And I went to pick one up and gave it a little scratch test, and that one started rotting on me too. And I'll do the same thing here. I grabbed one from the bottom, same thing. But yeah, it's starting to develop this frost on it. If I can make the light hit it just right. And if I rub my finger on it, especially my fingernail, yeah, these things are just screwed. So yeah, I went looking online to see what the deal was. And as it turns out, these Life series discs, which you can still buy as am I making this, are the bottom of the barrel stock. Now, I've been using Verbatim products for years. I mean, I have some of their 3.5-inch floppies from when I was in school. I mean, I've been using this stuff forever. And for it to start just rotting on me like this is just, that's not cool. And then I realized, oh my God, I've done a ton of Oddity archive stuff on this over the last few years. And so I went looking through my own files here, and here's one I pulled out when I did the Sinister Cinema Cult VHS episode, and you can see the date. This had to have been one of the first discs. Yeah, I didn't have my current time-base corrector yet, and I just was not having much luck transferring the tapes, so I had to settle for the DVD recorder, so, you know, some compression. But at least it would be stable and in sync and everything. So yeah, I pulled out some of my old discs here and just gave them a just a very, very quick little rub, and yeah. They're all rotting. So I guess I got a bit of a backup project I need to do. But at the same time, if it was for an archive episode, I did rip the DVDs, obviously, and use them in the videos. And so they are technically backed up already, but every now and then I do one of these just for myself. So I need to pull out the ones of these that I did just for my own use, stuff I recorded off a TV or whatever. And I guess I'm going to have to do some backing up and copying and stuff just to make sure that this stuff survives. So anyway, I went looking around online to see, okay, whatever happened to verbatim? What is wrong here? And I can't get a straight answer on it. The only straight answer I can seem to get is if you want the classic verbatim A stock, it's allegedly these AZO DVD-Rs. Now, I had to put this Gallagher project on hold because I didn't have any other DVD-Rs at all. So I ordered these on Amazon the other day. They just showed up this afternoon, and I figure we'll give these a try. I'll give it a little scratch test first, make sure that these aren't flaking right out of the gate. And yeah, we'll try and burn a copy of the ISO image of that particular special. If that doesn't work, I will have to take another pass at the Gallagher special, but yeah. I don't know. How do I hold these people to their lifetime limited warranty? And I'm sure it's an extremely limited warranty. But yeah, let me bust out the laptop and we'll see if we can't rescue our poor, brand new, yet already rotting disc here. Before I go any further, I suppose I should do the scratch test, huh? All right, let's open up this sucker and see how it goes. Well, they don't come with the little styrofoam hub thingies anymore. All right, let me scratch away here. Okay. Looks happy. All right, let's see if my ISO was any good. Well, now you can see what a colossal pit this place has turned into. But I suppose the smart thing to do here would be to give this a try. Got one of the new discs going in there. All right, let's try this. Write image file to disk. I know I got it in here somewhere. There we go. All right. Let's hope for the best. All right, we're coming to the end of the burn here. Let's see if I can exorcise my life of certain nasal-voiced, southern accented ghosts. Now, when I did this initially, I should note that the ISO program here attempts to automatically close the drive tray. It failed. Yeah, well, it's not that sort of drive. Anyway, as I was starting to say there, it was calling it a multi-track disc. So that's apparently what the standalone consumer and prosumer would-be VCR DVD recorders were. And it was, excuse me, giving me a little guff when I tried to do that. So the real trick is, did it save the menu? Is the stuff intact? It appears to have done everything. All right, down to the last 20 seconds, not even that. And everything's looking happy so far, so we'll see what happens. I don't think there's any further steps beyond this. Lovely. Okay, no, I don't like your DVD player windows. Okay, we'll close you out. Yick. Come on, give me VLC. Thank you. Yay! It's intact. Now, it gave me a totally arbitrary empty title. There is nothing there. The whole thing is this 23 minute and 1 second bit here. There are the last precious few seconds of the previous show, and you can see an edit. You can see where this was obviously a second generation cut because of it, because you get a bit of a repeat. So anyway, I'll do the big ol' click here. And there we go. Now the audio is running out to my direct feed right now, so I can't hear it, but I'll just take it on faith that it is indeed there. This show is just an absolute train wreck, but I'll let it get up to the title here, and there we go. I'll close it at that point. So what I'm going to do here is, well, obviously I'm going to send this off to David first, but ultimately I will post some of this to Archive Annex. The reason this has never been on home video is there is a lot of music in it. Steve Winwood, Genesis, Madonna, John Mellencamp, a bunch of others that I can't think of offhand, Prince briefly, so Harry Connick Jr. So yeah, obviously it was never going to find its way to home video. But I will eventually post the whole thing to archive.org, but I'll post at the very least the annoying theme song, truly annoying theme song, to Archive Annex at an appropriate time. But yeah, it looks like it actually survived. I will double check my work here. I'll get everything unplugged and actually hear what I'm doing and all that. But yeah, it might have worked here. The real acid test is, how well is the disc going to hold up? All right, well, I think I can stop short of calling this one a cursed tape. I think I'm done with this one. Something went wrong with the audio on my direct feed from my laptop, but I checked everything and we're good. Here, let me open this thing. So yes, I was even able to write the title on it. Imagine that. But yes, I put it through its paces on the computer and my regular DVD players, and everything seems good. Nothing's hiccuping. Everything carried over just fine. So yes, only time will tell if this disc holds up, but if this is allegedly the A stock, it should be okay. Should be. But yeah, David, I will send you a thumb drive with a copy of the uncompressed file as well. I think you certainly deserve that, if nothing else as a backup. So otherwise, I'm going to close things up here on the vocal front, at least for today. I will leave you with a few choice moments from this. How do I describe this special? Like a failed attempt at a sitcom, but it can't stay focused enough to be a sitcom? Is it a music video parody thing? What in the hell is it? And it doesn't work anyway. I hope it was never intended as more than a one-off, but yeah, I'll leave you with some choice or not so choice moments from this one, and that'll be it for today. I'll talk to you again soon.
They said you couldn't come anymore, not even on PTA day.
Why?
They said your behavior is too unpredictable.
It is not! I shaved my head a little bit.
This is my project.
But it's down my alley. Show business. You take your average cookie sheet and you add 1,000 marbles. Then apply butt and go for it!
This always happens when you have too much time on your
What are you
hands.
talking about? This is cool. If you let your daddy be in your video, I'll let you use this great special effect. Thought you seen it all, well, the future's in my hand. Ain't no hocus to my focus, just the talent that I am. Color really loves me, Mama Nature wants my shade. I'm the Michelangelo of videotape. Me and light are tight, I'm really close with smoke. Water calls me boss and fire gets me through. Don't tell me what to do. I can make a video just like you. Amy, your Aunt Daddy's here. I had the studio send over just a little something.
What is this?
Well, it's John Mellencamp's Small Town from an ant farm. And we're both ants. The makeup department says this will come right off. What do you think? But what do you think about Amy? Amy needs to learn to have self-discipline and to get things for herself. Well, who's she going to learn that from? Not from Mr. Wishy-Washy. You need to learn to be more of a lion and less of a kitty cat. Oh, it feels like a magic act. Are we doing like a magic thing? This is really cool. Okay, great, great. I'll keep this down here. And then who's the artist?
Madonna. Express yourself. Wait, stop the credit. I don't want to go to school.
Great! I don't want to stay home all by myself spinning around.
Now you can roll the credits.
I can dance with my cam, I